Imagine this, your phone rings, and it's a voice you haven't heard in years. An old schoolmate or long-lost friend says, "Hey, I really need your help right now. I'm stranded and short on cash. Can you send something quickly?" Your heart tugs at the memory. You want to help. But pause. What if that friend isn't really your friend at all? This is how impersonation scams work, and they're getting harder to spot. So the big question is, how do you know when an old friend calling is real or a setup? Scammers know one powerful truth. We trust familiar voices and names. That's why impersonation scams are exploding in 2025. Criminals pose as old friends, relatives, or even colleagues because they know you're less likely to question someone you know. With stolen social media info, hacked accounts, or even AI-generated voice clones, they can sound frighteningly real. These scams don't just trick your wallet, they exploit your emotions, memories, and loyalty. By the end of this video, you'll know how these scams work, the red flags to spot, and how to protect yourself before it's too late. Impersonation scams are one of the fastest-growing fraud tactics in 2025, and they thrive on trust. The core idea is simple. Criminals pretend to be someone you know, an old friend, a family member, even a former colleague, and use that disguise to extract money, personal information, or access. How do they do it? Many start with social media hijacks. If your friend's Facebook or Instagram account gets hacked, scammers send messages that appear to come directly from them, asking for urgent financial help or promoting fake investment opportunities. Another layer is voice cloning. With AI, criminals can create frighteningly accurate replicas of someone's voice from just a short audio clip. Imagine answering a call and hearing what sounds like your cousin's voice urgently asking for money. It's incredibly convincing. Scammers also exploit data leaks. Old contact lists or email addresses found on the dark web allow them to target you with names and connections you recognize. Why does it work? Because these scams bypass logic and go straight for emotion, nostalgia, loyalty, urgency. When a friend calls, your first instinct is to help, not to question. The danger is clear. One impulsive act of trust can cost you money, data, and peace of mind. Let's look at a real-world case. A woman named Sarah received a call from a number she didn't recognize. The voice on the other end sounded exactly like Daniel, an old friend she hadn't spoken to in years. He said he'd fallen into trouble while traveling, his wallet was stolen, and he urgently needed money to cover hotel bills and transport home. At first, Sarah hesitated, but the voice knew personal details. Things only Daniel would know, like the college they both attended and the nickname they used for a mutual friend. Feeling both nostalgic and pressured, Sarah wired $1,500 to the account Daniel provided. Later that evening, she messaged Daniel on Facebook to check in, only to find out he was safe at home and had never called her. The truth sank in. She had been scammed. The emotional toll hit even harder than the financial loss. Sarah felt embarrassed, guilty, and betrayed, even though it wasn't her real friend who deceived her. The lesson is clear. Modern impersonation scams can be incredibly convincing. With AI-powered voice cloning and stolen personal details, criminals can create near-perfect illusions. The key takeaway? No matter how familiar or emotional the request, always verify through a separate trusted channel before acting. Impersonation scams work because they exploit our emotions, urgency, trust, and nostalgia. But no matter how convincing they sound, there are red flags that give them away. 1. Urgency and pressure. Scammers often create a crisis. "I'm stranded, I need money now," or "I'll be in danger if you don't act fast." That manufactured urgency is designed to bypass your rational thinking and force you into quick action. 2. Requests for money or gift cards. If an old friend suddenly asks for money, gift cards, or crypto, especially through unusual methods, it's a major red flag. Real friends may ask for help, but they won't pressure you into wiring funds to unfamiliar accounts. 3. Poor grammar or odd phrasing. Even with voice cloning and hijacked accounts, many scammers still slip up in how they write or speak. Messages may sound slightly off, with grammar mistakes or unnatural phrasing that doesn't match your friend's usual tone. 4. Unusual communication channels. If someone who normally messages you on WhatsApp suddenly emails from a new address or calls from an unknown number claiming urgency, be cautious. Scammers often switch platforms to avoid suspicion. 5. Inconsistent personal details. Pay attention to small inconsistencies. Maybe they forget a detail about your shared past, or they dodge questions. Real friends know your history. Scammers bluff their way through. Reminder: if you feel rushed, emotional, or uneasy, that's the moment to stop and double-check. A genuine friend won't be offended if you verify. Scammers rely on speed. Your greatest defense is slowing down and asking, does this make sense? When it comes to impersonation scams, whether it's an old friend calling, a hijacked social media profile, or even a cloned voice, your best defense is not fear, but verification. Here's how to protect yourself. 1. Verify through another channel. If someone claims to be your friend, don't act immediately on the message or call you received. Instead, reach out through a separate, trusted channel. Call their known number, send them a voice note, or message them on another app. If it's truly them, they'll confirm. 2. Don't trust emotional urgency. Scammers thrive on panic. Anytime you hear urgent, act now, or I'll be in trouble if you don't help, take a breath. Urgency is their weapon. Calm verification is yours. A real friend will understand your caution. 3. Ask personal questions only your friend would know. Throw in a curveball question about a memory or detail that only the real person could answer. Scammers often don't have the depth of knowledge to sustain the lie. If they avoid answering, that's your red flag. 4. Never send money without face-to-face or trusted confirmation. Even if the request sounds convincing, pause before sending funds. Wire transfers, crypto, and gift cards are untraceable once sent. Confirm in person if possible, or through their established contacts. 5. Strengthen your own accounts. Many impersonation scams begin with hacked social media. Use strong, unique passwords, enable multi-factor authentication, and regularly review privacy settings. Don't make it easy for criminals to steal your identity and impersonate you. 6. Educate your inner circle. Warn your family and friends, especially older relatives or those less tech-savvy, about impersonation scams. The more people know to double-check before sending money, the harder it is for scammers to succeed. Golden rule: trust but verify. If the story doesn't add up or the request feels unnatural, stop. A genuine friend won't pressure you, but a scammer always will. So what if you've already responded to a fake old friend and now suspect you've been tricked? Don't panic, but act fast. Here's your emergency checklist. 1. Cut contact immediately. Stop replying to texts, calls, or emails. Scammers are skilled manipulators, and every second you keep the conversation going increases your risk. Block their number, email, or social media handle. 2. Secure your accounts. If you shared login details or clicked suspicious links, change your passwords right away. Turn on multi-factor authentication, MFA, for all critical accounts, especially banking, email, and social media. This prevents further damage if your credentials are already stolen. 3. Protect your money. If you've sent funds, contact your bank or payment provider immediately. In some cases, fast reporting can help reverse transactions or block additional withdrawals. If you paid via gift cards or crypto, unfortunately, recovery is almost impossible, but reporting is still vital. 4. Report the impersonation. File a complaint with relevant authorities: FTC US, Action Fraud UK, EFCC Nigeria, or your local cybercrime unit. Also, report fake accounts on social media platforms. Most have impersonation reporting tools. 5. Warn your network. Tell friends, family, and coworkers that you were targeted. If your identity was impersonated, they need to be alert for messages pretending to be you. Sharing quickly can prevent others from falling victim. Bottom line: the faster you cut off communication, secure your accounts, and report the scam, the less control the impersonator has. Quick, decisive action stops their game in its tracks. Not every old friend who suddenly reaches out is really your friend. Scammers exploit familiarity because it lowers your guard. They know you're more likely to respond to someone you think you know. The core message here is simple: trust but verify. If someone you haven't heard from in years suddenly asks for urgent help, pause. Check for the red flags we've covered: urgency, requests for money, unusual communication channels, or sloppy grammar. Then verify through another method, like calling a known number or confirming through social media. Remember, real friends will understand if you double-check before sending money. Fake ones will pressure you. The bottom line: protecting yourself starts with awareness. When emotions run high, slow down, verify, and stay alert. Because in today's world, not every old friend is who they claim to be. You are not powerless. Scammers may use clever tricks, stolen voices, or hijacked social media accounts, but your vigilance is stronger than their deception. The truth is, they rely on quick reactions and blind trust. Every time you pause, verify, and question, you take back control, and you make their job harder. Think about it this way. You are the gatekeeper of your trust, your money, and your information. By slowing down, asking the right questions, and checking through a second channel, you protect not only yourself, but also your family, coworkers, and community. Stay confident, stay sharp. Remember, vigilance wins. And with every scam you avoid, you deny scammers the one thing they're after, your trust. Together, we're building a safer digital world where scammers lose and awareness wins. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit subscribe and tap the bell icon so you never miss a new guide on scam prevention and digital safety. Now I want to hear from you. Have you ever received a call, text, or message from someone pretending to be an old friend? Share your story in the comments. Your experience could be the very thing that saves someone else. And please, don't keep this to yourself. Forward this video to your family, coworkers, or anyone who might be vulnerable. The more people know, the fewer victims these impersonation scammers can trap. This is TrustArmor, protecting you, your money, and your future from scams and cyber threats.